Hi folks, and welcome back. My name is Alan Lenczycki with LawJTLG.com's YouTube channel. I'm your dry erase attorney. I'm a real lawyer located in Lake County, Illinois in the city of Libertyville. Nice to meet you again, but I want to talk a little bit more about DUIs, the offense of driving under the influence of alcohol here in the state of Illinois in Lake County, Illinois. I want to talk one little thing about jurisdiction. All the different jurisdictions in Illinois are a little different. Have you ever been to Canada or England? Those are English-speaking countries where things are a little bit different. It's those little things that count. So my primary practice is in Lake County, and I'm talking about Lake County specifically, okay? But statewide, one thing to consider when you get a DUI is the fact that it will impact your driver's license. And that's through something I touched on in a previous video called a statutory summary suspension. We abbreviate that long-term as SSS, statutory summary suspension. Basically, when you've applied for your driver's license, you promise Jesse White, or whoever the Secretary of State is of Illinois when you're watching this video, that you won't be bad, that you're going to blow if the police ask you to blow, that you won't blow .08 or higher when they ask you to blow, if they pull you over and they suspect a DUI. But two things can happen when you get pulled over and they ask you to blow. You can either blow or not blow. Now, of course, if you blow and it's under .08, they'll typically let you go. I guess if it's super close, .079, they still could arrest you for DUI. We'll get to that in a subsequent video. But generally speaking, if you blow under the limit, you won't get your license suspended, okay? But if you blow .08 or higher, you get your license suspended for a period of 6 months. That's a 6-month suspension, and that's kind of the carrot that they use paired with the stick to try to get you to blow. The police officers looking for evidence when they're asking you to blow, they've already probably asked you to step out of the car. They've made observations about your red, bloodshot, glassy eyes, the odor of alcohol. They've made observations maybe about your ability to do field sobriety testing. But now they want a chemical test. And that's a test that they can really use great evidence to a jury or a judge to show that you're under the influence of alcohol. Hey, he's blown over .08, ergo he is guilty, okay? So if you blow over .08, they offer you, well, you know what, you can get suspended for 6 months, and many people will do that, okay? If you don't blow, you get suspended for 1 year, and that's the stick, okay? So you've got to make a decision as a driver, depending on your ability to make a decision, whether to blow or not blow. We'll touch on that in another video, but those are two different things that can happen to you with respect to your statutory summary suspension. So let's talk about that statutory summary suspension. For the first thing, you need to understand that it comes into play 46 days after you've been pulled over, okay? So let's say you get pulled over on January 1. We're talking the middle of February is when your license would become suspended. And the purpose of that is to give the driver the ability to come into court and to challenge such a DUI suspension through the use of a private attorney. Remember, looking at another video that I've made, you can't have a public defender help you with a statutory summary suspension because those offenses are civil in nature. That case is civil in nature, and a public defender has the ability to defend a criminal case against you. Anyway, so you need a private attorney or need to do it yourself. And what can you do to cope with a statutory summary suspension? Well, first is, like I said, your private attorney will have the ability to challenge that statutory summary suspension by filing a petition in court. It's a petition to rescind the statutory summary suspension. The judge gives you a court date, and you're going to have a hearing. Okay? In the hearing, you might testify, a police officer might testify, the police officer that pulled you over, or other witnesses. And you're trying to prove that the officer had no reasonable suspicion that you were under the influence of alcohol. So if you feel that you were profiled, if you feel that the officer made a bad decision and said, you know what, I just don't like this guy, or I don't like this gal, I'm going to ask them to blow, and that was not something that they should have done because they didn't have other facts and circumstances involved in the case that would have led them to make such a conclusion, well, challenge it with the hearing, okay? If you're really drunk and it's a video of you falling over, and you might not want to run the hearing because you'll lose. But if you've got good facts, that might be something that you and your attorney can talk about and do. But the second way to deal with the statutory summary suspension is the use of a BAID device. I like to make a joke. If you've ever seen the movie The 40-Year-Old Virgin with Steve Carell, you remember the part where he gets in the car with this drunk lady? She asks him, hey, blow in this. He says, why? Then he blows and she starts the car and drives away. That's that. That's a breath-activated ignition interlock device. If it's after 46 days, and let's say your case is pending in court, sometimes DUI cases can take 3, 4, 6, 12 months to resolve. That's unusual for a first-timer, but it can happen. You might want to drive your car while you're on the period of time during your statutory summary suspension. What you can do is you can get a letter from the state, from Jesse White, the Secretary of State of Illinois, and you're going to apply for an MDDP. The MDDP is a monitored device driving permit. You pay him a small fee. Jesse White will give you that monitored device driving permit, which works as your driver's license while your real driver's license is taking a nap, while your real driver's license is being suspended. And you can drive with that MDDP while you have a BAID device installed in your car. You pay some guys to come to your house. They install the BAID device in your driveway, into your vehicle. You pay them an install fee, you pay them a monthly monitoring fee, and then you got to blow in this thing to start the car. And then occasionally while you're driving, it chimes. Ding, ding, ding. Blow in me, otherwise I'm going to turn the car off. And too bad you're on I-294, okay? So that's kind of a hassle, but it certainly beats walking for most people, okay? Thanks a lot for looking, and like and subscribe.